Namaste. In this video we'll show you how to play different types of singing bowls. So let's start with a smaller one. The smaller ones are slightly more trickier to play than the bigger ones, and I'll show you how to do these ones. So 3 or 4 different things you have to keep in mind when playing a singing bowl. I'll go through them one by one. So the first thing is where you place the bowl. So you can either place it on the tip of your fingers where it's very flat, or on the palms. Some people choose to do it on their fist like this, and some people do it like this. So I'll show you all the ways. So I like putting it on the top of my fingers just because I tend to curve my hands like that if it gets too wobbly, from protecting the ball from falling down. So if I put it here, then I can't actually curve the fingers. So here it is. The first thing is how you place it and where you place it. The second thing is the angle of the stick. So that depends on the shape of the ball. Notice this ball is fairly straight up. So the placement of the stick is also quite straight. Maybe not 90 degree, but 85 to 80 degree, like that. So when starting a ball, there's 2 ways of starting the ball. One is by tapping it first and then going around. But after you've mastered the ball, you should try and do it without tapping, because if you tap it repeatedly over days and number of years, it might get a hairline fracture, and then you'll get that zingy sound. So you can avoid that by not tapping the ball. So by tapping first, and without tapping, and if the ball doesn't sing, then there's probably 2 things that you have to consider that you might have missed. One is the speed, and the other one is the pressure. So the speed in any bowl depends on the size of the bowl. So smaller bowls, you have to go slightly faster, and bigger bowls, you have to go slower. And the pressure is different between different bowls. So just test out, apply different pressure. It's usually, with my experience, when I teach people how to play singing bowls, that they're not putting enough pressure, so therefore the bowl doesn't sing. So this is what it sounds like without much pressure. And as soon as you apply pressure, the sound is loud again. So this is one of the harder ones to play. Moving on to a bigger version of the same style with a straight up edge. Again, hands really flat. So some people have the hands slightly curved, and that makes a big difference. So even if you have the hands slightly curved like that, it will dull the sound of the bowl. And as soon as you open your palms, it will sing again. If you go too fast, it will rattle, and that's the way for the bowl to tell you that you're going too fast. So just slow down your breathing, slow down your movement, and you'll sing again. A slightly different style. So this one's curved in. So remembering the things that we talked about earlier, holding the ball really flat, so not even like slightest curve, but very flat. Imagine that you're feeding a horse, and the horse is licking the grass off your hands, so it has to be really, really flat. So the angle of the stick is about 60 degrees all the way through, like that, all the way through. Some people make a mistake of doing this. So they start off well, and when it comes here, they do this. So they go straight. So that doesn't work. So you have to have the stick in this angle all the way through. So you can start off. Like that. And even with these bowls, if you have a slight curve in the hand like that, it will just dull the sound, so it won't sing. As soon as you open it, you will sing beautifully. On the bigger version of the same bowl, hands really flat. You can either tap it first, which makes it easier to play. Notice the speed that I'm going at. It is significantly slower than the smaller bowls. And if you try to go fast, it will rattle like that. So go as slow as possible and put a fair amount of pressure. This time without tapping. You can also play the bowls on the cushion if you don't feel like holding it. Same principle. Now, slightly different style. This is called a flat bowl, and it actually comes outwards. So again, hands very flat. The angle of the stick, you can play around, but I have it fairly straight. You can't go outwards because the contact needs to be made on the rim of the bowl, not the side. So I have it fairly straight like that. So again, tap it, go around the rim. You can go on a slight angle, 85 to 80 degrees, and it will still be fine. But if you go too much on an angle, it will stop singing. One way to stop playing the bowl is, when you're done playing, you can either flick the stick out like that, and the sound will last much longer, as opposed to stopping like this, where the sound doesn't last that long. Another type of singing bowl are the hand beaten singing bowls. They've got a very deep sound. So again, hands really flat, tap it gently, go around the rim. Flick the stick out. I'm just bringing the bowl close to you so that you can hear it. And you will notice that hand-beaten bowls, the sound will last much longer than the cast bowls. Another hand beaten bowl, slightly smaller, same principle though. This time I'll do it without tapping. All of these bowls can be played in different styles in terms of how you hold it. Like I said before, you could play it like that. Or you could play it like that. I find that it's always easy to play it on your top of your fingers like that, or on the palms, just because it's very stable. And also because some people believe in the meridians that stretch out from your different parts of the fingers and your hands and go to different part of the body. So if you believe in that, then placing it on the palms is always better, because they'll make sure that the vibration will go through your entire body. And that's it. If you have any questions, please feel free to call us or email us, and we'll be happy to answer them. But for now, I'll say goodbye and namaste.